Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, thanks so much for joining. This is fake because I'm filming this intro after I already finished my workout. Let me tell you, I have to work out in the evening, so I work out around like 5, 6, and of course that's the busiest time in the gym. And I showed up today because it's Monday, and I expected it to be packed. But I was like, you know what, I'm still gonna try to film this workout. Like I really wanna film this for YouTube. And I got here and it was way more packed than I could even imagine. So I opted out on filming the intro and just got right into the workout. So we're gonna do it now. I'm gonna take you guys through my quad and glute workout. So I'm doing an entirely new style of training, to me anyway, not like a brand new style of training, but for those of you guys who have seen my training videos in the past, you'll see that I've done very like low volume, but very like heavy, intense sets and weight, which like I still do very intense sets, but it's different. You guys know I have a new coach and he does my programming. So when I got his programming, I was like, holy shit. Like it was just like a completely new style for me. And I've brought this up in previous videos, but it's a lot more high volume than what I'm used to. So before I was doing like 10 to 12 sets per leg day. And that was working for me because I was pushing very heavy weight. But I really felt like I was just kind of like taxing my CNS, like taxing my central nervous system. And I was having a hard time connecting to some of my movements. I feel like I was just like making my body tired and wearing myself down rather than like fatiguing the actual muscle. And it's very easy to like mix up the two. Like there's a difference between just feeling tired from your workout, feeling fatigued from your workout, feeling like it was a hard workout because of that versus like having your actual, like really connecting with your muscles. When I got the new program, I basically went from doing like 10 to 12 sets per leg day to 24 sets per leg day. The issue was that I tried to train the same way I was training. So even though I would have like 4 or 5 working sets for each exercise, I was still trying to train like as heavy as I possibly could, push each set to failure, even though that's not what the program said to do. Ended up re-aggravating my back. You guys know I deal with this like nagging back injury that comes and goes. And literally within like 2 weeks of doing this high volume program, trying to do what I was doing, I re-aggravated it. So I'm still dealing with the residual effects of that, but I have switched up the training to what my coach actually wants me doing. It's unfortunate that it took that to get me to switch over, but I am so glad I did because like, I'm not just saying this, I have never had better connections with my workouts and I've never felt mind-muscle connection like I do with these training sessions. So I'm not pushing like anywhere near the amount of weight that I was when it comes to a strength perspective, but I'm feeling my muscles, I'm fatiguing them, I'm training the actual muscle to failure and not just like my body, if that makes sense. So I wanted to take you guys through, I know I gave you this spiel before, but I wanted to take you guys through the quad and glute portion of this. There are some exercises that I swap out that like I just connect with better or that are better for my back or injuries that I am dealing with. So for example, I have hip thrusts in my workout today, but with my back, I haven't been able to do hip thrusts, so I just switched them out for another glute focused movement, so on and so forth. So I'm going to take you guys through that, but you'll notice like my rest periods are a lot shorter, my volume is a lot higher, and my weight is a lot lighter than what you're used to seeing. And that's kind of where us as bodybuilders and me as a bodybuilder, I have to like check my ego, right? Because it's not about how much weight we lift. It's about how we lift the weight. At the end of the day, my goal is aesthetic based. My goal is to grow muscle for the division that I'm competing in. My goal isn't to lift as much weight as I can or beat anyone in a strength competition. When I got on stage, the judges aren't being like, well, which one of these girls can hip thrust more weight? Which one of these girls can hack squat more weight? They're looking at the physique. So anyway, that's like a long spiel, but I hope you guys enjoy the workouts and let me know if you give it a try. We're gonna start off with leg extensions. This technically isn't the first exercise in my program, but I like to start off with these on my quad days just to kind of get my quads activated. It is a muscle group that I struggle to feel in a lot of my movements, so when I start off with leg extensions, it just sets a good tone for the rest of the workout. I'm doing 4 sets total. We're focusing on the eccentric, so I have a 3-second eccentric, 90 seconds of rest between each set. So we're going. We're gonna do 12, 10, 8, and then 8-ish, but we're gonna go to failure on the last one. So this is my first working set, and then I'll time my rest periods on my phone just to make sure I'm staying within that rest period range. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Obviously, since we're focusing on like a slower tempo and shorter rest periods, I'm not going quite as heavy. I'm also trying to really focus on my mind-muscle connection so that I can connect with these So the cue that I have is to kick my ankles towards the ceiling, and that's really helped me to engage my quads, especially at the end of the movement. So with these first couple sets, I'm not going to failure. So the first set of like 12, 10, and then 8, I'm stopping a couple reps shy of failure. And then the last set is when I'm going. So that's something that's been really hard for me because I'm used to my working sets being like strictly to failure. But when you're doing this much volume per workout, you cannot be going to failure like every single set. You just can't be doing like 4 or 5 sets, each one to failure. It's so funny because in the beginning of my fitness journey, I used to avoid training quads like the plague, mostly because I played soccer. And as a soccer player, a female soccer player, you don't want overpowering quads compared to your hamstrings. That's just a recipe for an ACL tear. But now, I'm like trying to play catch up. My quads are already so pumped and I just started. Oh shit. Okay. Now we're gonna move into some pendulum squats. I'm putting on the knee sleeves because I have the knees of an 80-year-old woman. If you have access to a pendulum, I highly, highly recommend trying on your quad days. The resistance profile is so good for the quads. The issue I have is that if I go way too heavy on these, I do not feel them in my quads and I only feel them in my knees. So it is a sweet spot for me. We're gonna do, yay, we're gonna do 5 sets of these total. So we are doing 12, 10, 8, 8, and then 15, aka failure for that last set, with 2 to 2.5 minutes of rest between sets. So once I start, it's go, go, go. So I'm gonna do a warm-up set with just this, just to like test it out, see how I'm feeling, and then we will add our first bit of weight. I have this platform at the second steepest, so not the absolute steepest, it's not all the way up, it's a set down. Some of these allow for you to adjust this, some of them don't. Mine does, so do with that what you will. We're gonna go feet a little bit lower on the platform, and I like to go get as much depth as I can before coming back up. We are also doing a 3-second eccentric on these as well. So these are just gonna be like continuous reps. I'm gonna belt up because this just helps to remind me to engage my core. We're doing our first set of 12. This is the most humbling thing ever because strength-wise, I'm able to push this machine with like 3 plates for sets of like 8 to 10. If I really just push, don't focus on the muscle. I'm doing a back off set of like 15 or more with like 30 pounds on this machine. And I fail so miserably. Like it's just so humbling. But I feel it so much in my quads, so I'm not mad. So I'm going for 15 here. I upped the weight from last week. Oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Fuck. Oh my God. I had to wait a couple minutes before doing this exercise because my quads were so pumped up I couldn't even walk. So next up, I technically have dumbbell sumo squats. However, I don't really like those because I feel very limited by how much weight I can hold. And this is calling for 4 sets of 8 to 10. So I definitely have to go a lot heavier. And I just cannot like hold a dumbbell and do that. I don't know, it's just a preference. So I decided to do the belt squat because the line of pull is like the most similar to me like holding a dumbbell here and squatting. 3-second eccentric and a 1-second pause at the bottom. I have 75 to 90 seconds of rest. So 1 minute and 15 to 1 minute and 30 seconds of rest between sets. And I always forget about the pause during these because I'm so focused on the eccentric. Pro tip, step off of the platform and then put the belt on. But as you guys can see, if I was doing like a dumbbell squat, I would be holding the dumbbell here. So it's kind of the same idea, right? 1, 2, 3, pause, up. Oh my God, I am pale in this. Okay, so it's gonna be hard to talk to you because there's a lot of people on the turf right now. But the final quad focused movement that we're doing is walking lunges, our walking lunges. We're doing 3 sets of 8 to 10 each leg, 75 to 90 second rest periods. Again, 2 second eccentric with each negative. These are like just a little bit more of me trying to focus on hitting my quads. I feel like my walking lunges have always just been like a weak point for me. I never feel them where I want to feel them, but lately I've been feeling them in my quads and glutes, which is great. What I'm really focusing on is taking like a shorter stride and kind of like sitting into the lunge. I feel like before I would just kind of take like a wide step forward and like bend my knees down instead of actually like focusing on the lunge. I hate walking lunges. I think I hate walking lunges more than I hate Bulgarian split squats. And that's saying something. Hopefully you can hear me. Terrible time to start recording when he's vacuuming. Now we're gonna move into some glute focused hyperextensions. We have this booty builder machine. I am in love with it. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can just use a regular 45-degree hyper, and then you can add some weight. You can add a band if you want. We're gonna do 4 sets of 10 to 12, 75 to 90 second rest in between. 2 second eccentrics on these. So the cues for these, because I had the hardest time feeling these in my glutes. First one, I like to keep a rounded upper back. I find that it helps me to engage my glutes and less of my back during this. I like to keep that upper back rounded. And then as I'm coming up, I'm hip thrusting into this pad. So I'm imagining that I'm doing a barbell hip thrust into this. And that helps me squeeze and really activate my glutes. You're gonna notice I hold this bar a little bit weird. So I actually like to hold it kind of like cradling it. I don't like to hold it like this. I like to put it up here. So I'm gonna put it in my arms and you'll see what I mean. All right. So normally I would be doing glute medius focused kickbacks, but those pissed off my back last week, and I saw my PT today and he was like, let's not do those this week, let's just give it a break. So I'm still trying to hit my glute med here. So I'm just gonna do regular old abductions. I'm gonna do sets of like 12 to 15, higher rep. So we're gonna do 4 sets, 12 to 15 with about a minute of rest in between each set. Hi friend. I don't got that A1 credit, got that feeling in young. I like to keep a posterior pelvic tilt, so I'm gonna like kind of tuck my hips, tuck my tail, and I'm gonna lean forward. It is so easy to load up this machine and not use the intended muscle that we're trying to use. I'm really focusing on using my outer glutes to push this weight and my outer glutes only. Okay, so with my back injury, I haven't been able to pose at all. That's one of the major things that's been driving me insane is I haven't been able to practice my pose. All in all, this was a great workout, 10 out of 10 workout. I'm very grateful to be able to move my body, especially with this back injury I have flaring up right now. The pump with this was like actually insane. Like I cannot even flex my quads fully. Yeah, I'm gonna go do like 20 to 30 minutes of cardio. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me move closer to you. This is so weird. Hi, I hope you guys enjoyed this workout. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see next, and I cannot wait to see you guys again soon. Bye.